All right, today I'm going to share with you how I'm preparing some hamburgers for today, as well as for future. I'm putting the other half of this 3-pound roll of hamburger into patties and then freeze them for future use. So the first thing I want to do is determine what size of patties I want. I would like to do sliders with this. So I am just taking a portion and flattening it out pretty thin. What's going to happen once it cooks, the fat is going to reduce and then it's going to make the patty shrink in size. If you're not really familiar with hamburger or any kind of meat with more of a fat content, if you're working with something like 90 something lean ground beef, then you're not going to have to worry about as much shrinkage. But something like 80-20, it's a really good fat ratio. It's going to have really great flavor, but it is going to shrink on you. So just make sure that you keep that in mind whenever you're forming out the size of your patties. By pattying out all of the meat into the size that I want. I have seen really nifty hamburger patty making tools, and I just don't feel like it's necessary. I think it just ends up creating another piece of equipment that I have to wash. So I would rather just use my cutting board and my hands. So that's what we're just doing here. Once you have all of them pattied, you're gonna go ahead and wanna season both sides. And I'm getting my skillet hot. I'm going to season the tops of the burgers, basically actually the underneath side of the burgers, because that's what's gonna go down onto the skillet first. Make sure that the skillet is really nice and hot before you put the meat down. That's gonna help it not stick as much, and it's also going to get it a really good sear. The other patties that I'm not going to be using, I'm not going to season them yet. I'm just going to put them into a freezer bag. I like to have this in between. I have them layered side by side, and then just fold that. Next thing I'm going to do is work on some sweet potato fries. I just take sweet potato, and I like to cut off the end. It just makes them a little bit more straight. Cut down the middle of the potato, lay each half on the flat side, and then I make strips like this, and then I slice those into the strips for fries, like this.
I don't really use a thermometer for my oil. I just put it on medium heat and then test the oil with one of the things that I'm frying. If it starts to bubble around it, then I know that it's hot enough. One of the most fun parts about making burgers is the sauce that you can put on it. So today we're going to do a sweet sauce to make these Hawaiian burgers by adding a Vidalia onion flavored barbecue sauce with some soy sauce. We're gonna mix that together. The Vidalia onion definitely gives it a special flavor, but this would be just as good if you use regular barbecue sauce. Once the fries get tender, I like to remove them, set them aside for a little bit, and then put them back into hot oil to double fry. So that's what they look like right here, just tender, ready to be put back into the fryer. Once they're done, you're going to want them to drain on some paper towel and then sprinkle them with some cinnamon sugar. To complete the Hawaiian burgers, you're just going to add some white cheese, a slice of fresh pineapple, and then that homemade glaze that we made for the top of the burger. For lunch, I'm just putting on one of these salmon burgers onto the stove in my cast iron skillet, and I'm going to make some guacamole for the top with some lime, cilantro, avocado, some garlic, and then I'm going to have some tomato with it, and I'm just putting it on a little slider bun. I put some olive oil in the bottom of the skillet and then put this on. It's set for about 3 or 4 minutes per side. I happen to be using salmon burgers here because I think they taste delicious, but topping a burger with guacamole and tomato like this is so good no matter what kind of burger it is, whether it's chicken, fish, or beef. I will leave the recipe down in the description box for how I make my guacamole. And I just finished off this plate with some fresh tomatoes with salt and pepper and a sweet potato. Thanks for checking out this Cook With Me video. I hope that you enjoyed it and maybe got some inspiration for something new to try. If you like videos like this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, what are you cooking this week? And until the next video, I will see you in those comments.